don't let Eric Heil spoil your impression of Pittsburgh. It's a great town full of great people. Rachel Parsons, NRA ILA spokeswoman, is here. Rachel, how you doing tonight?
Hey there, doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on
Happy
the show.
birthday.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So you've seen this article by Eric Heil, NRA effort to attract women off target, he says. And he says a lot more than that, Rachel. He seems to say that, the NRA is not something that most women would really enjoy. And the NRA annual meeting, he says, is something that most women wouldn't enjoy. He says, as popular among women as fly fishing competitions, cigar tasting events, and public executions, as a matter of fact. But he also says, we shouldn't be surprised because there are some pesky preconceived notions about women that that prevent them from being gun owners, including the fact, Rachel, spending several $100s on a serviceable handgun might leave them without enough money to get the full treatment at that next visit to the day spa. Or the gunpowder smell when the weapon is fired could totally overwhelm the Chanel that they're wearing. I mean, this is... I don't know when the last time Eric Heil talked to a woman was, Rachel, but it almost seems like he's got this, 1950s-esque impression of not just women who might want to own firearms, but kind of women in general.
This article was, I was shocked, actually, to read this. I was very surprised that something like this would be printed in a mainstream newspaper in Pittsburgh, the home of the NRA annual meeting, in just a week. I was very surprised to see this. And first of all, his assumptions about women shooters and NRA members who are women is very, very wrong. And he did absolutely no research to write this article. But just his disparaging remarks about women in general was completely offensive and disgusting. It was a disgusting article, and I could not believe that those words were actually being printed in 2011.
Can I give you another one? Let me give you another one. I just got to give you another quote. Let's see. Its offerings at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center will include a ladies-only seminar teaching them how to become pistol instructors. To most women, such a seminar probably wouldn't have the same appeal as, say, a holistic facial at the day spa. What is it with this guy in day spas, Rachel?
Look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be feminine. I love my manicures and my pedicures just as much as anyone else. But I also like to be intelligent, and I like to be informed, and I like to protect myself should I need to, and I want to make sure that my leaders out there are protecting that right. So the fact that somehow this man believes that being feminine somehow makes you ignorant and unable to appreciate something like the Second Amendment is very offensive. Again, I don't even know another word to describe how fired up this article has made me and other women, shooters and hunters and people who have firearms just because they want to protect themselves.
Well, absolutely. And, next week in Pittsburgh at the annual meetings, I mean, not only are you going to see NRA past presidents Marion Hammer and Sandy Froman there, but you'll also see, competitive shooters like Jesse Abbott. You're going to see, I'm not sure if Kim Rhodey is going to be there, but I think that she is. And as you said, you're going to see NRA board members who are women. You're going to see people who, are wandering the aisles looking for their next home defense firearm or their next sporting clays gun. This guy is describing an NRA annual meeting, frankly, that doesn't resemble any of the ones that I've ever been to.
Well, and I want to point out, I want to make one example.
Yeah.
Today, after reading this article, the NRA posted this article on our Facebook page.
Oh, you did?
And
awesome.
Within 1 hour, we had more than 400 comments from women, mostly, talking about how offended they were from this article and how they were not represented in this article at all. And, I would just hope that people who haven't read the article read it, and I think it's linked on the Facebook page for the NRA, and contact this reporter. Let him know how offensive it is. This is not a welcoming article, but it's offensive. It's every woman should read it and be horrified, I think, if they read this article. Because this not only suggests that there are no NRA members that are women, that NRA is not reaching out to women,
Right.
but that there's not even a market, that women
Right.
in general have no interest in the Second Amendment or freedom or American Constitution, because we are too interested in our perfume, our clothes, and going to the spa and looking pretty.
I know. It's you almost wonder, Rachel, like was he trying to make a joke? I mean, if so, it failed miserably. But it's like this throughout the entire column. So I don't know if it's a joke. It's a really, really lame one. I don't know. Now he said he also said an NRA spokesperson failed to respond to messages on Tuesday. Did you ever hear from this guy?
I personally did not hear from him.
Okay. Do you know anybody who did?
No.
Okay. Huh.
But that doesn't mean that he, and I do want to just throw it out there, that doesn't mean that he didn't contact somebody at the NRA,
Right.
that it did not come in to me.
All right.
But with that being said, I also want to point out that if you walk around the exhibit hall next week in Pittsburgh, you're going to see a slice of America. You're going to see people of all different kinds, men, women, all different races. Any kind of person that you want to find, you're going to find at the NRA annual meeting. But on top of that, you're going to see how manufacturers have noticed the increase in female participation in shooting sports, in self-defense, in training classes, because the products are out there that target women. There are clothes, accessories, purses for concealed carry. There are guns specifically made for a female's hands. It's so offensive to say that this is not, that women are not interested in the NRA or that women are not interested in our freedoms, because that is not true.
Yeah.
And I hear from women every single day who love this country, who love the NRA, and who love the Second Amendment.
Well, absolutely. You know, and it's funny here looking at the comments at the NRA's Facebook page. Somebody said, I sent an email to Eric Kyle. This is the response I got back. Quote, thanks. Few of the responses seem to address the core of the column, which deals with the NRA convention's gender gap. Okay. So I guess I'm trying to figure out what this guy's problem is. The number of women who are participating in the shooting sports, the number of women who are becoming gun owners is going up. But yet, apparently, unless it's a 50-50 proposition right this very second, Rachel, this indicates that there's some sort of problem. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, I think that the key here is that this reporter is very uneducated on the National Rifle Association and those who are very passionate about the Second Amendment. And I think it boils down to that. He's made a lot of assumptions that are not based on fact, and he's made a lot of claims that are just simply untrue, and that is unfortunate. And, you know, I'd like to, if Eric is listening, I'd like to invite him to the NRA annual meeting, let him see exactly what we're all about and how proud both men and women who come to support our very, very, very special, unique freedom for the Second Amendment.
There you go. Maybe you can take him out to the airgun range, Rachel, and show him that, women know how to shoot, too.
That's right.
There you go. Rachel, thank you again for coming on the program. If we don't talk to you before Pittsburgh, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right. Rachel Parsons, NRA ILA Media Liaison.